What's up, solar family? How are you? It's James here. What's going on, everyone? What's up? How are you? What's up? Welcome, everyone, to Ask James Anything Friday. What's up? How are you guys doing? Hold on one second. I'm actually going to charge my computer. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on 1 minute. What's up? That's what happens when you're live. What's going on, everyone? What's up, Jesus? How are you? What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Just want to plug in really quickly and answer any questions you guys may have regarding solar. If you guys have any questions that, maybe you're watching me on a replay, make sure you book a solar strategy call at solarstrategycall.com. solarstrategycall.com. I'm actually going to post a link there as well, especially if you're new in the industry and you have questions about sales or marketing, or maybe you're even a, more of a veteran and you have more sales and marketing questions, or if you want high quality solar leads on demand, make sure you book your call. What's up, Zohar? How are you? What's up, buddy? What's going on? What's up, Zohar? How are you? Jesus, how do you handle cancellations after closing the deal? Yeah, so I got a video actually I made about this. So there's various ways to prevent cancellations. Obviously, you're gonna have to close a very solid deal. What I mean by that is the homeowner has to be like 100% committed to solar, right? And a lot of times the homeowner still has questions, but you got them to, move forward as far as signing the agreement or whatnot. More than likely that homeowner is going to cancel on you, right? So you have to really close a solid deal, meaning that, you have to, ask qualifying questions along the way. You're going to have to make sure that they understand the information that you're sharing with them and they're fully committed and they fully understand what they're getting into, right? Even going over the loan docs with them, going over the install agreements with them, because if you leave it up to the homeowner to go through certain important information, for example, in the loan or in the install agreement, they may find something that they have questions about, and they may not give you an opportunity to explain because maybe they think that you left it out purposely. So it's important to make sure that the deal is solid. And those are just some examples, right? There's a lot of ways to make sure the homeowner doesn't cancel. Obviously, the relationship that you have with a homeowner, if they know you, like you, trust you, it's a combination of things. It's not necessarily just one silver bullet that's going to prevent cancellations. And keep in mind, Jesus, that cancellations are going to happen, but you want to keep it down to a minimal, right? Under 10%, right around 5%. So every 20 homeowners that you sign up with, it probably one of them is going to cancel a deal. But if you're getting a lot of cancellations, they just there's something going on with the information that you're telling them, or maybe you're not giving them enough information. And the great thing is you got them to move forward, but after doing research, they find a lot more questions that they're iffy about because it wasn't disclosed during the consultation. And then from there, they decide to cancel. Does that make sense? Hold on one second, guys. I'm just waiting for my cord as well. I need to charge my computer. Hold on one second. All right, so I'm trying to get somebody to give me a hand over here to give me my. Hold on a second, Colin. Can you go upstairs and grab my cord, please? All right. What's up, everyone? What's up? Hopefully, I answered your question, Jesus. Can you plug it up at SI, please? What's up? I just want. Are you kidding me? Hold on, guys. That goes in that end. Thank you.
Which one?
Pull up that top one. Yes. All right. Got my assistant, my 7-year-old, to hook me up with a cord. so my computer doesn't die out on you guys. What's going on, everybody? And again, if you are new in the industry, if you want to dive in deeper, maybe you want to lower red line, maybe you're looking for high quality solar leads, make sure you book your solar strategy call. We would love to talk to you as well and point you to in the right direction, because we could definitely help out. Awesome. Awesome. What's up, Todd? Todd, how are you? You have a commission question. Shoot away, Todd. Shoot away. Go for it, man. I know it may take a couple seconds for you to type it in, but yeah, shoot away. I love commission questions. What's up? What's up? Hold on one second, guys. Now I got to get the phone. It's going off. Hold on one second. All right. We are live. That's what happens when you're live, right? Things happen. Life happens. What do you got, Todd? What kind of commission question do you have? $20,000 at 5.5. You better be making $20,000 at 5.5. What is the question? What is the question? 5.5. That's pretty high PVW. I'm not sure where you're selling at, but that's really, really high. In California, we're really pushing it. We're at 5.5. I'm not sure if where you're at, man. But what's the question? I'd love to answer the question. You threw some numbers out there, but I'm not too sure what the question is. Anybody else? Anybody else have any questions? So every Friday, except last Friday because I was moving. Every Friday, I plug in every single Friday, answer any questions you have. So if you have any sales or marketing questions, and do me a favor, everyone, make sure that you share this live stream, not this particular live stream, but actual the training that I have, or this live Q&A that I have every Friday with your colleagues, right? So every Friday at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to plug in here and I'm going to answer any questions that you have. I've been in the industry for over 8 years, and 7 years out of the 8 years, I've been closing all my deals online. I don't know it all, but I know a lot of things about solar. Yeah. Moving on. It's 3.0 watt, a good red line in California. It's actually really low. I mean, if you're in California, Zohar, if you're at $3 a watt, that's in the lower end, right? So ideally, you want to be closer to $4 and more in the 4 to high fours, right? So that's fairly low. And unfortunately, that's what's happening in the industry right now, right? Because a lot of new consultants, and I don't think this is happening intentionally, because there's a lot of new consultants plugging into the solar industry. They don't have much training, and unfortunately, they don't know how to price out the solar system correctly. And what happens is we gouge the market, right? Because we're underpricing the product, right? We're underpricing the product. It's like, for example, if you're buying a Mercedes, you don't know how to price it out, and you're going to sell it as if you were selling a Toyota, right? So it doesn't work that way. What happens is we gouge the market, and it makes it hard for somebody to close a deal at the fair market value. So for example, if a lot of folks are selling at $3 a watt in California, that should be higher than that, right? You should be close to the $4 range and $4+. And unfortunately, a lot of folks, and I'm not saying this is you, Zohar, a lot of folks that don't know how to sell the value of going solar. Let me repeat myself. A lot of folks that don't know how to sell the value of going solar, the only way they provide value is to reduce the cost of the system, right? So it's a race to the bottom, and that's not the race that you want to be in, because this industry is an amazing industry, and it's a career. And every sale that you make, it should be in the thousands and thousands of dollar range, right? Because we don't want this to be a job, right? It's an amazing opportunity. It's not a job. And unfortunately, if a lot of folks are coming into the industry, but they don't necessarily know how to price their system, then we start gouging the market, because there is a fair market value for everything, right? For my example, as far as the Mercedes, there's a fair market value for certain, like Mercedes, for example, right? A Mercedes obviously is going to be more, than a Toyota because there's a fair market value, and there's a fair market value for a Toyota as well, right? So, but if we don't know the fair market value, we kind of arbitrarily just pull out a number, and sometimes that number is not the right number for your market. All right. So how would you figure that 5.5, $20,000? So basically a 5.5. What are we trying to figure out, Todd? Are we trying to figure out the size of the system? Is that what you're trying to figure out? So $20,000 divided by 5.5. Just clarify a little bit more, Todd. I'm not too sure how to answer that question. I'm just gonna read the chat a little bit more. Maybe you replied already. Yasmin, how are you? 1,500 per sale in NI. Where's NI? Where's NI at? Only commission independent contractor. Not too sure what you're asking there, Yasmin. But $1,500 per sale, it all depends, right? I mean, $1,500 per sale based on how big is the system, right? If it's a 1.5 kilowatt system, a $1,500 sale is amazing. But if it's a $1,500 sale and it's a 10 kilowatt system, not so great, right? But it all depends on the size of the system as well. Oh, Zohar, you're talking about a red line. You're talking about a red line. So, I mean, getting paid 100% anything above the $3 a watt. Yeah, you're talking about a red line. $3 a watt red line is getting in the higher end. If you want a lower red line, make sure you book your solar strategy call, because our red lines with our installers are definitely less than $3 a watt. And I posted the link to our calendar, and we would love to help you out, Zohar. $3 a watt is definitely on the higher end. $300 a watt is definitely on a higher end. Awesome, Zohar. $4. Absolutely, that's awesome. Yeah, imagine getting a lower red line and you're at $4 a watt, right? So you could do the math. NJ, I got you. So New Jersey, it said NI, so I didn't really know what NI was. New Jersey. What's up, Yasmin from New Jersey? How are you? German, how are you? I'm looking to get into solar. I'm completely new. In your experience, what are the main focus points I should focus on? And any tips for beginners? Absolutely, great question. The first thing is obviously learn the sales process, right? So that's what we teach at Solar University. We teach you the sales process, not necessarily the product knowledge, right? A lot of folks tend to lean on, I need to learn all the product. What is the panels made of? Is it monocrystalline? Is the wires made out of copper? It's literally learning the sales methodology. And during our Solar University training, we actually help you earn while you learn, right? Because there are a lot of nuances, right, when you're completely new. So the great thing with us is not only do we train you on how to close deals, we actually hook you up and we partner you up with an install partner. So you don't necessarily need to look for a job. We give you an install partner. So you can start selling solar at a low red line, and you can start making the commissions using our training, using our sales methodologies, instead of you trying to piecemeal things together. We've already done that for you, right? So there's a lot of strategies. Obviously, getting started. It's learning not learning the product, learning the sales methodologies, creating a list of homeowners, and then finding install partners as well, so you can start selling solar. But again, if you want to dive in deeper, who was that? That was German. If you want to dive in deeper, make sure you book your solar strategy call. We would love to help you out. We can help. We can definitely help you get started. All right. And for beginners, and keep in mind too, for beginners, I honestly feel it's more like a mindset shift as well. Because keep in mind that when you start out in the solar industry, you are going to be a 1099, meaning that you're an independent contractor. So basically, you're an entrepreneur, right? So you're going to have to treat this job as a job. Because what happens is a lot of folks don't treat this industry as a job, and they treat it more like a hobby, and it pays you like a hobby. So you need to treat it a job. You need to have a structure. What are you doing every single day? What are you doing intentionally to reach your goals, whatever your goal is? And if you don't have a goal, you have to start out with a goal, right? Again, it starts out with mindset. What is your goal? Why are you trying to achieve those goals? And then we come up with an action plan during our Solar University training to get you to where you want to be. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Zohar, what's up? Is it only closing deals online or in-home consultation? Yeah, so great question. So the training that we teach you at Solar University, you can use it during a face-to-face consultation, or you can use it via Zoom meeting. I suggest to go Zoom because that's what I've been doing all these years, right? And that's what we teach all of our students is how do you close deals via Zoom meeting? But again, the methodologies that you're going to learn can be implemented face-to-face as well. Right? Face-to-face. That's when I got started. That's all we did was face-to-face, right? Face-to-face is great, but you tend to waste a lot of time out in the field. You know what I mean? So meaning that you're out in the field, from 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock in the evening. On the weekends, you're out in the field all day long because obviously homeowners are home. And it really limits you from reaching other states, right? Your reach is very narrow when you're just servicing the local market. What I mean is if you can do a Zoom meeting online, then your reach is so much wider, because what you're going to see in this industry is when you sit down with the homeowners, whether it's a Zoom or whether it's a face-to-face, homeowners are going to tell you, or when you ask for a referral, a homeowner is going to tell you, hey, you know what? I have a friend or a family member, but they're not in California, for example, but they're in Florida. Obviously, you want to close the deal, but you're not going to drive all the way across the nation to close that deal. So the great way to still close those deals is have a wider reach. That's via Zoom meeting, right? So you're not necessarily driving around all over the place to close deals. And obviously, if you're closing face-to-face right now, if you don't learn the strategies that we teach in Solar Universities on how to increase your conversion when you do a Zoom meeting, because your conversion rate will drop, it will reduce if you don't learn certain strategies on how to increase your conversion rate, because you're taking your offline, which is a face-to-face sales, to online, because there is a learning curve there, right? So the great thing we do at Solar University is we teach you how to get over that learning curve quickly so you don't lose any deals. Hopefully that makes sense. But if you want to dive in deeper, make sure you book your solar strategy call, right? Solarstrategycall.com, solarstrategycall.com. But our sales methodologies can be used via Zoom, and it also can be used and utilized via face-to-face. Yasmin, what's going on? My commission was more than $1,500 per sale. Have to be more like 1,000 kilowatt. No matter what I sell, I get the same commission. What do you think? I don't necessarily like the same commission structure, but it all depends on the solar company you work with. Sometimes you're kind of stuck with it, right? It doesn't really matter what I say or how I feel, but it all depends on the solar company. Ideally, what I like for me personally, what we teach our students and what our students have an opportunity as well with our install partners is you adjust your commissions, right? You're the one that's actually making your margins, whether you want to make 50 cents a watt or $500 a kilowatt, or if you want to make $1,000 a watt or $1 a kilo, a watt. It's not $1,000. It's $1 a watt or $1,000 a kilowatt, right? So the great thing with our installers and within our training is you have the ability to adjust your margins. So it's great to be able to sell it higher if you can in certain markets. And obviously, if you're competing against other competitors, you have the ability to reduce your margins so you can actually beat your competition, right? So you can use it as a tool to close more deals, basically. But yeah, I don't like to be stuck on one set, price per watt, unless it's like $1 or $1,000 a kilowatt, somewhere around there. Then yeah, lock me in all day. What market in the United States is the best for 2021? What's up, Solar SBI? There's a lot of emerging markets out there, right? I mean, there's Colorado, for example. It's emerging. There's a lot. Obviously, certain markets, even though it's not so emerging, there's still a lot of great opportunities, right? Massachusetts, for example. I mean, there's companies there right now that's just smashing it, and it's been a hot market for a long time. California, for example, right? It's not emerging anymore, but there's still a lot of great opportunities in California, even though some people call it saturated, but it's not saturated. There's millions of homes in California that need solar, right? But obviously, the great thing is with California, the price per watt's higher. The unfortunate thing is you're competing against other people, right? So that means that if you're in a market where it's more dense with solar, you're going to have to level up your sales skills, right? So you can beat your competition. So the question to you is, what are you doing, or what does your company offer, or what do you offer that separates you from the rest of your competition, right? So that's the question that you need to ask yourself. What separates me? What separates my company from the rest of the competition? And once you figure that out, that's when you need to let the homeowner know, right? This is what separates us from everybody else is X, Y, Z, right? You need to verbally let the homeowner know that. You are very welcome, Zohar. Yasmin, you are very welcome. Again, make sure you book your solar strategy call. It's absolutely free. We jump on a call with you, answer any questions you have, and we help you. We point you in the right direction, right? Whether you're just starting out in the industry, or maybe you got six months in the industry, or maybe you're looking for a lower red line, or maybe you're looking for high quality solar leads on demand. Make sure you book that call, right? And as far as the perks, as far as like lead generations, campaigns and things of that nature, we share all of that within our Solar University community. That's some of the perks that you get is, our co-op program and things of that nature, personal branding. How do you position yourself as an expert? And that's the key, everyone. Once you're in this industry for a while, remember I was talking about, what separates you from everybody else. Imagine if you created a brand, right? Just like what I did with James the Solar Energy Expert, right? I created a brand. Imagine getting that brand in front of your homeowner and showing them all these videos that you created. And then now in the homeowner's eyes, because they've been watching your videos, they position you as an expert, a person of authority. And think about that strategy. Imagine how much more you can separate yourself from everybody else, right? Because no one is thinking about creating a brand. And hopefully after watching this video, the wheels are turning. But imagine if you had a brand. Imagine you said, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, super excited to speak to you on Friday. In the meantime, go ahead and click this button to my YouTube channel, and it's going to answer some of the questions that you may have, right? And keep in mind as well that it takes about 4 to 5 videos that your homeowner watches of you, and that basically positions you in their eyes as an expert. Right? It's a strategy, everyone. It's a strategy. You have to be doing things that nobody else is doing, right? If you're doing what everybody else is doing, more than likely you're getting the same results that everybody else is getting, right? It's not, which is some are doing okay and some are just not doing so great, right? Hey, Zohar, it all depends. Book the solar strategy call. It all depends. Zohar's question is, can I still be with my current company while being with you guys? It all depends, right? Some companies, they ask you to sign like a non-compete clause or non-compete, and some don't. And it all depends. It kind of depends on the contract that you sign with your local installer. But even if you love your current install company right now, right? But you're not able to reach other states, use us to fill in those gaps. Does that make sense? Use us to fill in the gaps. So if you guys aren't selling, for example, in Texas, right? And I'm not saying you don't, Zohar, but for example, if you're only selling in California and you're not selling in Texas, use us. Right now, it gives you a wider reach of homeowners, right? I can't stress that enough. Some folks want to make more money. The way you make more money in this industry is get a wider reach. Have a bigger network of installers, because like I said earlier, you're going to sit down with a homeowner. A homeowner is going to tell you, yeah, you know what? I have some friends and family, but they're not here in California. They're out there in Timbuktu, somewhere in Florida. You know what I mean? And if you can't service them, unfortunately, you leave a lot of money on the table because you don't have other install partners that you can work with. So have a wider reach of installers. Make sure that you're reading your policies and procedures that you signed with your current company. And if there's a non-compete clause, then I don't see why you can't sell with another company. All right. Awesome, Zohar. Absolutely. Plug in with us, man. We'll show you exactly how to start closing deals outside of California. Jack, what's up, Jack? How are you? $0. I'm just getting leads from the company. Yeah, you know, it's very difficult when you're just waiting for leads to come in, guys. I'm just letting you know right now, right? So maybe some of you guys got involved or recruited with a solar company because they promised you that they're going to give you leads. This is what happens when they do that. Just a heads up. They're going to say, hey, you know what, Jack, come work with us. We're going to give you leads. And then as soon as you sign up with them, they may give you 1 or 2 leads, 2-3 weeks later. Those leads are going to be crappy, right? Meaning they're no good. And then from there, they're going to say, hey, you know what, Jack? Unfortunately, man, our campaigns have been a little slow. They're going to give you some kind of excuse to that nature. They're going to say, hey, you know what, Jack? Maybe you should go start hitting the streets and go canvas. And then from there, you're going to go start knocking on doors. And if your red line is not good, if you're not getting paid well, then now you're just knocking on doors, closing deals, and making somebody else rich. You know what I mean? So the solar companies uses that excuse all the time. Oh yeah, unfortunately, what happened was, our ad campaign is running slow in Facebook and coronavirus and this, that, and the other. So, we don't have too many leads for you right now. So you're going to have to go knock on some doors. If you're going to go knock on doors, get paid top dollar, right? Nothing wrong with knocking on doors. We teach all of our students to go canvas, right? But the great thing is we also pay all of our students, our installers, not us, our installers pay our students really high commissions as well, right? Anybody else have any other questions? This is good. This is good. And again, share this with your colleagues, right? Every Friday, 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, I'm here, right? I'm here to answer any specific questions you guys have regarding sales, marketing. I'm here to help, right? I'm here to help. Anthony, what's going on? How are you? Just starting in solar. I have 8-year background in sales and 3 years in internet marketing. Awesome. I was recruited by a company to knock on doors and get sales. Would you recommend social media? Absolutely. Social media is the way to go, guys. But let me let the cat out of the bag, right? When you're scaling leads, you're going to have to do it all, right? Meaning that you're going to have to knock on doors. You're going to have to buy leads. You're going to have to do social media. You're going to have to go to network marketing or network mixer events, right? You may have to go to Leslie Pools or the farmer's market. You're going to have to do it all, right? If you have a sales organization as well, keep in mind that the biggest solar companies out there, they're doing it all, right? To generate leads. They're not just one thing, because one thing is not good. You can't just get your leads on one source, right? Ideally, you want to go canvas, right? So you can make some money. And once you have money, right? Because from canvassing, even though it's not your forte right now, you're going to have to canvas, go make some commissions. And then from there, use some of that money that you make to invest in yourself to learn social media marketing, right? When you learn social media marketing, use some of that money that you make from your commissions at the door to run ads using the strategies that you learned as far as social media marketing. Does that make sense? Because a lot of folks too, they're like, hey, I want to build a brand. I want to do this online, right? It's great, right? Because what I always tell my students is you're going to pay one of two ways. If you don't have money to invest in yourself, to take training, or if you don't have money to invest in advertisement, you're going to pay with your time. That means that you're going to have to go knock on doors. And hey, it's good. It's a start. It's a humble beginning, right? Or vice versa. If you don't have time, but you have money, you're going to invest your money, right? Because you are going to pay in one of two ways, either your time or with your money. So if you have the means, if you have the finances, then invest in yourself, learn social media marketing, Learn how to position yourself as a solar celebrity. What we teach our students, how do you position yourself as a solar celebrity? And then from there, run ads or use your finances to go buy leads, right? Or go buy some. But again, you're gonna pay in one or two ways, right? One of those you're gonna have to do. Does that make sense, everyone? Anybody else? How much does ad cost? It all depends. I mean, it all depends on your campaign, what city, what state you're targeting, what kind of campaign, what kind of strategy you're using, what social media platform you're using. So there's a lot of variables as far as the ad cost. But ideally, you want to save 20% of your commission, right? So you want to get to like $1,000 a month range, right? That's a good starting point. I think is $1,000 a month to run ads, right? Or $1,000 a month to buy leads, right? $1,000 a month. And from there, as you make more and more money, keep on investing back into marketing, 20% back into marketing. And that $1,000 a month is just going to keep increasing and increasing and increasing every single month because you're infusing 20% back from your commissions back into marketing, right? So grow your business first, right? Grow your business first. Don't try to floss with certain things, right? This is my advice to you, just word of wisdom, right? You can floss later. I'm not saying you're flossing now, but you can floss it later, right? So make the money first, go floss it later if that's what you choose. What are some tips for pitching to older people and some other tips for door knocking right now in quarantine? I think you kind of answered your question, Esther. It's very difficult, right? If you're in quarantine, some homeowners, you have to be really sensitive with certain homeowners, right? Especially during now, and they're locking the country down again in certain states. They're already locking down, like New Mexico and I think New York and certain states. California is probably getting ready to lock down again. You have to be really, really respectful as far as people's opinion about the COVID, right? So I see a lot of people too, they're knocking on doors. It says no soliciting. They think that's funny. That's not funny, right? It's not funny to me because if they already have a no soliciting at a door, why would you knock there? That's just straight idiotic. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I'm an amazing canvasser or I'm an amazing salesperson. This is disrespectful, right? So as far as, knocking during these days, just be careful, right? Follow the guidelines, the CDC guidelines. If you're knocking on the door and if you can in your area, stand back 6 feet, wear a mask, things of that nature, right? Respect people's space if you can. Ideally, what you want to do as well is you want to learn other strategies, right? Outside of knocking on doors. Because obviously you could knock on thousands of doors if you know social media marketing, right? I'd rather do that. But again, I don't know your financial means, right? Everyone is, in different spectrums as far as finances. So if you have the finances, invest in yourself and run ads. If you don't, you're going to have to go canvas. Again, follow the CDC guidelines for your particular market and start making some money and start reinvesting back into marketing. And it's very difficult, right? For me personally, I wouldn't be a door-to-door expert. We actually have a door-to-door expert in our solar university, right? Door-to-door is not my strength, right? Social media is my strength, and door-to-door is not my strength. That's why we have a coach specifically, and that's his gifts, his talents is door-to-door, and that's what he teaches every Friday is door-to-door strategies. So again, if you guys want to dive in deeper, if you want to learn door-to-door strategies and things like that as well, make sure you book your solar strategy call. Tundras, James, is it harder to sell solar during the winter time? The sales, good question. The sales is going to reduce, right? But keep in mind that solar is not seasonal. The reason I say that is because paying electricity is not seasonal, right? The homeowner pays electricity, whether it's winter, whether it's spring, whether it's fall, and what did I miss? Summer, whether it's summer, right? They're gonna pay their electric bill regardless, right? Obviously, there's not a bigger pain during the winter days, but they're still paying for electricity, right? Keep in mind that some states right now that are covered in snow, right? They're still selling solar. These guys are on the rooftop shoveling snow, right? So they can actually install the solar system on a home, right? Solar is not seasonal. Obviously, it reduces a little bit because the pain is not necessarily there, or it's not more. It's more painful in the summer, basically, to pay the high electric bill. But again, the reason why it's not seasonal is because homeowners pay their electric bill every month, every season, right? It's just really knowing how to approach the homeowner, right? Because at the end of the day, that's an objection, right? Oh, my bill is not that high. You're still paying electricity, right? So let's go ahead and lock that not so high electric bill in so it doesn't go up ever again. How's that sound, Mrs. Smith? Oh, that sounds great. Awesome. So hopefully I answered your question, Tundras. It does reduce a bit, right? It's just like, if you think about it, it's like buying ice cream, right? I love ice cream. My kids love ice cream. So it doesn't matter what season it is, we still buy ice cream. Obviously, it's cold outside, so we're going to buy ice cream less, meaning that, since it's cold outside and the sun's not out as much, the solar sales is going to drop a little bit. But at the end of the day, we still like ice cream, so we're still going to go buy it, regardless of what season it is. That might be a bad analogy. I'm just thinking of ice cream for some reason. Is it possible to make $20K a month selling in multiple cities, 3.0 red line, and solar selling and presenting primarily through Zoom? Absolutely. You can, absolutely. But a 3 red line is coming in it's getting in a higher red line, right? So it's starting to get high. So again, if you want to dive in deeper and get a lower red line, so you don't have to sell so many, right? Because to make 20K in a 3.0 red line, and not sure what market you're in, you're going to sell more jobs, right? Because you're a 3.0 versus, for example, if you're at 2.75 or 2.5, right? So you would have to sell more. So I would rather, and I'm pretty sure you would agree, I would rather sell less and hit the 20K because I have a lower red line than a 3.0. And if you want to dive in deeper, Anthony, make sure you book your solar strategy call. There's a link there, right? I'll post it here again. Solarstrategycall.com. There's a link right there. I need leads. Thomas, I need leads. Me too. What are you doing to generate them? What are you doing to currently generate leads? Thomas. The secret to generating leads, there's no secret. It's literally creating video content and advertising that video content to your audience. To answer your question, Juvenile Mathis, what is the secret? The secret is creating a brand and creating videos that your homeowners are looking for and getting those videos in front of homeowners. For example, YouTube is a search engine. Facebook, not a search engine. So for me personally, I would rather have you market on YouTube because homeowners are already searching, meaning there's already a conversation happening in the internet world in YouTube, right? It's already happening. And then what you're trying to do is, I can't move this hand and move this at the same time. But what you want to do in this, because it's already happening here, you're trying to get your video content in front of them. You're trying to get in front of the flow, right? So as homeowners are typing in, what are the best solar panels? What's the difference between a PPA and PPA and a finance, right? If they're typing that, the idea is to get your video content in front of that. Does that make sense? But you need to create a brand, and there's a strategy behind that. And that's the way to create leads through social media, right? In a bird's eye view, obviously there's a lot of things that go behind that, but that would be the strategy. Video marketing is the way to go. After the presentation, what is the best transition to start the credit app? Bradley. Yeah, so it's not necessarily after the presentation, it's within the whole presentation, right? A lot of folks, they assume it, right? After you ask for the sale. So, hey, the next step, Bradley, is to see if you qualify. What's the last 4 digits of your social, right? Some people approach it a different way. Some owners, some consultant asks a homeowner, hey, so that's all we have? I want to say 1 of every 4 homes actually gets disqualified for solar. So what do you think, Bradley? And then you let them speak, right? And obviously you guys probably already know or may not know the 4-second rule. When you ask for the sale, I just asked for the sale, right? So what do you think? I asked for the sale. And then from there, you have to let them speak, right? Let them analyze it, right? Because if you speak after you just ask for the sale, what happens is you're going to have to re-ask for the sale again, because it's like a computer. When you ask for the sale, it's like hitting enter, right? You're waiting for a Google search, you hit enter, it's thinking. So when you ask for a sale, the homeowner is thinking about it. It's going, they're consuming all the information that you gave them. And then from there, they're going to give you an answer. But if you disrupt it, right? You disrupt the thinking because you typed in something else on Google search and you hit enter again, and meaning that you asked another question while they're thinking about it, it just disrupts the whole thinking process. So it has to be woven in right into your presentation. After you built all this value about going solar, then you say the next step is this, right? And then you, boom, you get them pre-qualified. Thomas, the company I work for has decent leads on the CRM. I personally do ad spend on Facebook. Awesome. Awesome. Are you doing video content? I don't want to spend my days cold calling or even door knocking, because metrically with KPIs, it's not an adequate way to spend time. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, again, we kind of talked about this earlier. You probably just jumped on, Thomas. I mean, you're going to pay one of two ways, right? Either with your time because you don't have the finances, or with your finances because you don't have time, right? So my suggestion is video marketing, right? The great thing is you're already doing social media marketing. So video marketing is the way to go, right? Instead of just posting a picture of a home with solar panels on it, explain, right? Whatever your ad copy is, talk about that, right? Hey, are you whatever? Are you an Arizona resident and you're seeing an increase on your electric bill, right? And you just give the value and then you ask them to opt in and you capture information. The great thing is if they're already watching you because it's your brand, it's your basically your face, right? It's your personal brand. When you jump on the line, they're already going to position you as an expert in their eyes because you've been producing a lot of video content. Because keep in mind, when homeowners find you, for example, on YouTube, they've already probably watched like a lot of your videos, right? So meaning that in their eyes, you're already an expert. So when they do opt in to your opt-in page, in their eyes, again, you're the expert, you're giving them advice. So meaning that this is going to be a higher quality lead because they already trust you, right? Because you never know. This homeowner could have been following you for a couple months, or they could be following you for a couple years before they opted in, right? But it's really important that you create video content. Video, right? What is a good solar CRM? There's a lot of CRMs out there. I mean, it depends on how much you want to spend, right? You could use Streak. Google Streak is free, right? Google Streak is free. There's Salesforce, there's Podio. That's more like a paid platform, but there's a bunch of them. Streak is absolutely free. Give it a try. What's up, Bradley? Awesome, man. Awesome. Any other question? I got 3 minutes. 3 more minutes. I got to jump on a Zoom. 3 more minutes. I would love to answer any more questions. Again, if you guys want to dive in deeper, you have more questions about sales or marketing, lower red lines, make sure you book your solar strategy call. I just posted the link again right there. Only thing is I wish I had more funds to invest. I agree. So again, it's just one of those things, Thomas, that if you don't have the funds to invest, even though canvassing and door-to-door is not, your forte, sometimes you're going to have to just drop the ego at the door and knock on the door. You know what I mean? Until you have the funds and the means, and then now you don't have to knock on doors anymore, right? A lot of times too, it's just ourself, right? We get in the way. We're like, you know what? We don't have the money, but we know of ways to make money, which is knocking on doors, right? So it's going to be a means to your end. Might as well go canvas right now, hit the streets, do it for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? And then from there, once you have the means, meaning you have the money, then go invest. Unless someone's going to lend you some cash. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just got to leave the ego at the door and go out there and do what we got to do, right? Do what you got to do. You have a goal, you have a plan in mind, you have dreams. The only thing that separates you from that dream is you, right? And if you have the means to knock on doors because you have homeowners around the area, hey, go have at it. It may not be your first choice, but at least it makes you money for now. All right, guys. Carlos, can you tell me how many sales you do per month? I want to get motivated and get more bills. You don't want to sell as many deals as I sell. So basically, Carlos, my business model is totally different now, right? So I have a solar university training as well. I have install partners. So we do, or I do, or my business model has evolved from just selling, right? So for me personally, I only close about 2 or 3 deals a month now. It's not a lot of deals that I close anymore. Obviously, because we are a sales training organization, I still want to be in the trenches, right? Because I don't want to teach you old strategies that I learned back in the day in 1984. Does that make sense? That's one of the reasons why I still close deals. I don't necessarily have to, but I want to still be in the trenches so I can inform newer folks or even our team or our solar university students the things that's happening out in the field. I want to be in the trenches because we are teaching sales and marketing, right? And I don't want to teach you old strategies. But yeah, I don't close as many deals before, but keep in mind, back in the day, I was closing 15 plus deals. Our quota back in the day was 10 deals a month. That was the quota. We were doing like 10 to 15, sometimes 17 deals a month, right? Back in the day. But again, my business model is different. Everybody's journey in this industry is a little bit different, right? I just have a few more years ahead of some folks. But the idea is close 3. If I'm gonna let you guys know right now, close 3 a month and install 3 a month. You're going to have an amazing life. If you have a low red line and you have a lead generation source where you're not killing yourself, right? So basically you're getting leads, whether it's social media, whether it's buying them, maybe you're knocking on the doors a couple hours a week. If you close 3 a month and you have an amazing commission structure like what we have for our students, that's all you need, right? That's all you need. I mean, imagine it. 3 a month and you're making, say, $4,000 a deal. That's $12,000. And what we teach our students is a 45-minute Zoom meeting, right? Excuse me. Last week, I closed the deal for my students. He was in Florida. I was in Texas. The homeowner was in Arizona. 45-minute Zoom meeting, and that was a $7,500 commission, right? 45-minute meeting. Anybody else? You guys are very welcome. You're very, very welcome. I'm here. I'm still in the trenches. I don't have any special gifts and abilities, guys. It's literally just taking action, right? Learning information, learning strategies, whether that's sales, whether that's marketing, and actually implementing it, right? That's my gift. The gift I have is the gift of implementation. I learn something, I implement it. I learn something, I implement it. Because this is what we teach our solar university students is the word Kaizen. Kaizen, back when I used to work for Toyota back in the day, that was our word, right? Kaizen, continuous improvement. That's all we're asking for is a continuous improvement, right? You don't got to be a rock star today, but if you want to be a rock star and you aren't right now, right? You want to be a rock star closer and your close rate's not so great, right? Improve on your sales presentation every day, right? 1% improvement every day. And what you'll see is a massive improvement over the next, 3, 4, 5 months, right? Even over the next year, you're going to see massive improvement just by improving a little bit at a time, right? Because when you go to the gym, right, you don't see like massive improvement like that first day, right? It's like, wow, oh, right, look at my bicep, right? Unless you're taking steroids, right? You're working out every day, right? After a week, it becomes a little bit lighter to you. Then you get bigger dumbbells. After a couple months, it gets even lighter. You go heavier. And next thing you know, you start seeing muscles and stuff pop out, but it doesn't happen overnight, right? It's the same thing with sales and things of that nature. What's your goal? What's your why? What are you doing every day intentionally to get to that goal, right? I'm going to leave it as that, guys. What are you doing intentionally every single day to reach your goal, Think about it. And if you don't have a goal, right? Or maybe you have one, but you don't have it written down somewhere, write it down and then reverse engineer it. Like, how am I going to achieve this goal for 2021? Right? How am I going to achieve it? What is your action plan every day? Because you want to be intentional every day, because success is not just going to happen by accident. I'm pretty sure you guys heard that before. It's going to happen. Your success is going to happen based on intentional improvements that you do every single day, right? And you're going to hit those milestones. You're going to hit those targets, but it has to be intentional. Every day, what are you doing, right? What are you doing to reach your goal? Because there's so many people that want to make, $10,000 a month, $1 million a year, whatever it is, but it's just a dream, right? Obviously, it starts with a dream, but from there, from your dream, write it down and then take some action steps to get there. All right, everyone. Other than that, if you guys haven't scheduled your solar strategy call, make sure you do that. And I'm not going to see you guys next week. It's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. You guys enjoy with your friends, your family. Stay safe, everyone. God bless you guys. And I'll see you guys the following week after Thanksgiving. Peace.